Okay, Aditya, can you hear me?
Yes, Maharaj.
Oh, wait a second. I can't hear you yet. Give me a second. Uh, oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, Maharaj, I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you fine. And you can. Wait. Let me turn on my video. Okay. All right. So, should I chant Jai Radhamadava first, or what should we do to start off?
Yes, Maharaj, I think that'd be nice.
Okay. So, for those of you who don't know what we're doing tonight, we are doing Vyasa Puja, continuation of the Vyasa Puja ceremony for His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The actual ceremony was yesterday, and we did not get an opportunity. Let me turn it we did not get an opportunity to have everybody make their offerings, so we're going to give more devotees the opportunity to make offerings. And most of the devotees are going to be from New Goloka, but I guess anybody who's around the world. But Ditya Narayan Prabhu, who you see here, is going to be the one. Let me see if I have the right microphone here. Louder. So Ditya Narayan Prabhu, who you see here, is going to be the one who's going to actually choose everybody. So, and I'm going to sit back and listen since I did my Vyasa Puja earlier. But first I'm going to chant Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Shyamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhova Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhova Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Palaba Girivardhari Gopi Jana Malaba Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhova Kunya Bihari Jaya Radha Madhova Kunja Bihari Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parvacharya also Teta Satashi Shimad, His Divine Grace Savaya Chanana Bhaktivedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantagoti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Parem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shidvaita Gadadha Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyam Kund Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavanam Ki Jai Mathuram Ki Jai Jagatha Swami Ki Jai Yamunamai Ki Jai Shrimati Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gaur Premananda Hari Hari Bol. All glory is the assembled devotees, all glory is the assembled devotees, all glory is the assembled devotees, All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya. Putle Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravati Pacharni Nirvishesha Sundravati Paschati. So today we are allowing the devotees who didn't get an opportunity to make an offering for Srila Prabhupada during his Vyasa Puja ceremony yesterday. So Aditya Narayan Prabhu is going to be calling on devotees, and I'll just turn it over to Aditya Narayan Prabhu. And when you're called by Aditya Narayan Prabhu, you can unmute yourselves. And in the meantime, you should mute yourselves until he calls on you. Okay? So you can take yourself off of mute?
Yes, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so I'm going to sit back.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for this opportunity. And yesterday, a few devotees made their offerings, but because of we had a short time, not many of them could make their offerings. So Maharaj says that this session would be a Prabhupada glorification session. So we'd like to thank Maharaj for this opportunity for all of us to come together and share our appreciation to Srila Prabhupada. So I already have a few devotees on my list, and this was actually from our temple WhatsApp group. And I know that message may not have gone to all of you, so I know there are devotees from around the world. And if you'd like to make an offering, I'm going to go through this list first, and then if we have more time, we'll actually open it up for anyone who has not given me your names. Okay, so we'll be starting off, and we request everyone to please limit your offerings for up to 3 minutes so that everyone can get a chance to speak. There's like so much to glorify Srila Prabhupada, but if you can kindly limit your offerings to 3 minutes. Okay, so thank you so much. So we'll start with His Grace Jagat Purush Prabhu, senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada, who's in our community and is blessing us with his association for many years. So Jagat Purush Prabhuji, we'd like to start.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Vurle Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastita Desatarane. Thank you, Aditya Narayan Prabhu, for giving me this opportunity to be with all of you. I was missing your association on Janmashtami. I was in Prabhupada village. We had a very sweet small gathering up there for Janmashtami and Vyasa Puja. So here's my humble offering. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my eternal humble obeisances. It is said that possession is 9/10 of the law. In my case, it is 100%, because you are not only my eternal master, but also my sole proprietor. Nothing that I claim to own belongs to me. Everything belongs to you and is meant for your service. Following your instructions is the means to please you, because your wish is Krishna's command. Pleasing you brings immediate relief from the fear and anxiety that constantly plagued me prior to coming under your shelter. Failing to please you is the cause of unbearable suffering. My days begin with rising early, following your instructions. Cold shower, following your instructions. Marking my body with tilak, accompanied by the 12 names of Vishnu, as you have instructed, thus giving clear purpose to this temporary and otherwise useless mortal frame. Worshipping your lotus feet, my only shelter, and glorifying the Lord with choice prayers handed down by the previous acharyas, just as you have instructed. Chanting 16 or more rounds of the Mahamantra, studying your books, following 4 principles, offering all that I eat, and endeavoring throughout each day to remember that I am nothing more and nothing less than your obedient servant. Reaching out to those not yet touched by the eternal truth of devotional service and placing your books in their hands is the source of the greatest joy. My every breath is meant to be under your control. Every breath not aligned to your wish is not a breath, but a death wish. I belong to you, and I have full confidence that you can find something useful in me that you can use in the service of your eternal spiritual master. I have been trying to serve you in my own limited, imperfect ways for more than 50 years. I hope that I have begun to scratch the surface of the infinite world of Krishna consciousness. Please allow me to remain as your obedient dog in your service for as many lifetimes as it takes to penetrate that transcendental realm of unconditional service and love towards the servants of the servants of the servants of their beautiful lordships, Shri Shri Gauranitai and Shri Shri Radha Shamsundar, your servant eternally, Jagat Purush Das.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful offering. Every breath, how you said, is an offering to Srila Prabhupada, and you actually showed that so wonderfully with your life and your wonderful example as such a glorious devotee. So thank you so much for your kind offering. Jagat Purush Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So next we'd like to ask Brajananda Prabhu and Kumari Sakhi. I'd like to unmute yourself and go.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Meritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. So Srila Prabhupada gave everyone the opportunity to take the Krishna consciousness. He gave the whole world the opportunity, and he continues to do so. When he came to America with just some books and not even enough money to buy anything, he just had the orders of the spiritual master as his life and soul, and he was praying to Krishna to use me as an instrument, make me your puppet, make me dance, oh Lord, make me dance. So Srila Prabhupada, his heart was obviously with him in the form of his books, and my humble prayer to Srila Prabhupada is that I can always distribute his books in one fashion or other, and he's kept me engaged somehow or other in that service for almost a decade. And I just I get the most, I feel the most connected with him when I'm distributing his books and reading his books, and I feel like I'm in my element when I'm doing so. It brings the greatest pleasure to him, so it brings the greatest pleasure to me to do so. Following the orders of Lord Chaitanya, Yari Deka Tahakaha Krishna Upadesh Amaragaya Guru Hanatari Edesh. So Srila Prabhupada, he embodied this teaching wherever he went, whoever he spoke with. And I've heard so many stories and memories of Srila Prabhupada the last 2 days, maybe more than any Prabhupada Vyasa Puja, because there's so much opportunity to hear Prabhupada Katha because of the internet. So many stories of Prabhupada, wherever he went, he just spoke about Krishna and gave all glory to Krishna. Anything that someone would ask him, how did you get this? He said, oh, it was Krishna. How did you do this? Oh, Krishna. So he would always either give Krishna the credit or his spiritual master or his disciples. His only he in his prayers on Jaladuta, he said that he's unqualified, but he just has firm faith in the holy name of the Lord. So that's one thing that he said that he had, which is that firm faith in the holy name, the power of the holy name of the Lord, and obviously his spiritual master's instructions. So my humble prayer to Srila Prabhupada is that he'll always engage us in his mission and keep us in that fold, that service, that we can always find some way to do that. Hare Krishna.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you on your divine day after appearance day. I have my life to thank you for, but I will try to be concise. In the beginning of my spiritual journey, one of your disciples told me, one day you will realize how wonderful it is to be a part of ISKCON. And this year I'm especially learning how true that is. I prayed to you and you brought me my spiritual family. And that family has grown this year. You brought my husband and I together, and now we are in this incredible community of New Goloka. I came here, and my husband knew a few people, but I knew no one. And I felt immediately welcomed and at home here. And that's only because we are so fortunate to be a part of your international family. By your extreme kindness and mercy, we are here and ready to serve you and your family and your mission in whatever little ways we can. Thank you for everything. Thank you for family. Thank you for gifting me life. Yours in utmost gratitude and service, Kumari Saki Devi Das.
Thank you so much, Brajananda Prabhu and Kumari Saki, for beautiful offerings. And yes, we are very fortunate to have you as a part of our community. And your mood of service and mood of enthusiasm is really very inspiring. And thank you so much for coming and joining our community. Hare Krishna. So next, we would like to ask Adi Purush Prabhu. Go ahead. Adi Purush Prabhu, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Vishnupadaya, Bhutale, Shrimati Krishna Dasapam, Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Vishnupadaya, Bhutale.
Prabhu, your voice is a little low.
Oh.
You speak a little louder.
Is it this better?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So there's no word in the English dictionary or the dictionary of any language that can adequately allow me to express my immense gratitude and indebtedness to His Divine Grace, I.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. You know, every year I hope I can begin to appreciate and really realize what an immense treasure that Srila Prabhupada has given all of us. I mean, at least personally, I can say that, you know, I had no qualification to be able to approach Radha Krishna or do any sort of devotional service. And it's only by Prabhupada's immense mercy that I was, you know, I'm able to have some sort of service and be free from the miseries of this material world. And it's just such an amazing gift to be in Krishna consciousness, to have the association of so many wonderful devotees, and to have you know, a sense of meaning and purpose, and you know, something that enlivens you every day, something that you can really wake up and be grateful for. And you know, it's such an amazing gift. And you know, when we look around at people who don't have Krishna consciousness, we can see that they're just suffering like anything, because this world is just not the place for the soul. Our real happiness is with Krishna, and with all of Krishna's devotees. And if it wasn't for His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, you know, at least myself, you know, I would have no idea that this such an amazing world with Krishna and such an amazing life with Krishna could even exist. So I'm just praying that I can try to start to pay back my indebtedness to Srila Prabhupada and help spread his mission and help tell the world about who Prabhupada is and help Prabhupada's glories be spread all over this world. Because even though this world has seen the advent of Krishna and the advent of Lord Chaitanya, I still see Prabhupada as the greatest personality to have ever existed within this universe. So I'm just hoping that I can begin to appreciate Prabhupada's glory and have the whole world know about him and hear the teachings of Krishna and fulfill his mission.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for your offering. And Adipurush Prabhu, he's doing his dissertation on how Srila Prabhupada solved the problem of evil. Is that right, Prabhu? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
So entire dissertation is on that topic from Cambridge University. So it'll be wonderful to see the dissertation and read that. So thank you so much, Prabhu, for sharing your offering. And next we'll ask Shreya. Shreya is actually leading our children's Sankirtan in our community. So Shreya, you can go ahead.
Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschyata Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, there's no amount of thank you that I can say to fully appreciate all that you have done, and I really do mean that. You have given me purpose in life and a chance for eternal happiness at the lotus feet of Krishna, who is the source of all pleasure. If it weren't for you, I would have added this life to the endless list of lives that I have wasted. To be quite honest, I haven't completely understood and appreciated the full weight of all you have given me. I have taken you and all your gifts for granted for such a long time. But recently, I've been starting to realize how much of a wreck I would have been without this gem of bhakti. You gave such a powerful example of what real faith really looks like. At a ripe old age, with almost nothing, you came from India to America to share Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement with those born and brought up here. To me, that seems like an impossible task, but you knew that with the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, anything is possible. You took such great risks, and your compassion is unparalleled. It is truly only because of you I am who I am today. It scares me to think of what the norm has become, and it scares me even more to think that I would probably be caught up in quote unquote similar normal acts, if it weren't for you and the foundation you have provided. You have given me a family with so many role models and mentors. Because of you and your servants, I have learned what true compassion, patience, tolerance, and humility looks like. And I pray to you that one day I can start to develop some of these qualities. I have so much to learn from all the devotees, and I hope one day I can put all my pride aside and completely surrender and serve them without any duplicity. It is only because of you and your devotees that I have any good in me. Thank you so much for your books, which are like step-by-step manuals on how to navigate this whirlwind of Kali Yuga. I have so much I need to learn, and because of you, I have the opportunity to learn it. It is only with your mercy that I have a chance to step out of this madness and learn to love Krishna, who has always been my eternal best friend. I really do not know what I did to deserve all that you have given me. For so long, I have been ungrateful and ignorant, but you continue to tolerate all my offenses. I pray that you will enable me to constantly strive to serve you and your devotees better. I pray that you will allow me to share the glories of Mahaprabhu's message, which is the antidote to the disease of the material world. And I pray that I can continue to improve in my spiritual life, so that when ISKCON is left in the hands of my generation, I can continue to serve you, your mood, and your mission with all my heart. I am forever indebted to you. Please eternally keep me engaged in your service and in the service of the Lord. Thank you endlessly. your aspiring servant, Shreya.
Amazing. That's amazing. Fantastic.
And Shreya is actually serving as the Children's Sankirtan book distribution leader. So she's actually constantly in touch with the ISV congregation and getting a lot of ideas and inspiration from there. And she's trying to implement it here. So thank you so much, Shreya, for a wonderful, very nice offering and your enthusiasm to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. Hare Krishna. Next is Yoga Dharma Prabhu and Audari Leela here.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu and Mataji, for joining. So Audari Leela is actually the education director for the Goloka Community School, and they both together are actually developing a nice community school here. So we're happy that you both can join. So please go ahead.
Thank you for inviting us. We're gonna sandwich it.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschitya Adishatarine.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, you have provided a perfect example of what it means to be brave for Krishna. Setting your own personal comforts aside, you traveled across the world to be Krishna's messenger. Without this bravery, we would be stranded with no true knowledge or purpose. Your travels and efforts were sometimes met with seemingly insurmountable obstacles. We feel gratitude for your example of perseverance and determination that can only be explained by pure bhakti. The words you have written reach depths within our hearts that were previously inaccessible. You reach out to each person through your writings to provide shelter and understanding. We frequently hear of devotees churning a question or facing a problem, and after reaching for your books, finding the answer immediately, like magic. Experiencing this magic and so many other little miracles that ripple out from your presence is what allows us to continue our journey in bhakti.
Srila Prabhupada, your books are an oasis of truth in a world that is increasingly confusing. They provide shelter for those who are exhausted from mundane news, conspiracy theories, and mental speculation. As the world outside churns with material calamities, your books provide an absolute source of truth about the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Our intelligence is refreshed and our faith strengthened when we take the time to read and study your books. Your aspiring servants, Yugadharma Das, Darya Leela Devi Dasi.
Thank you so much, Prabhu and Mataji, for the beautiful offering. And as I mentioned, they are serving as the education director for the Goloka Community School, and thank you for all your services. Hare Krishna. So next, Mother Gopi, would you like to go next?
Okay. Can you hear my audio?
Yes, go ahead.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bir Krishna Das Goswami Niti Namine Namangsa Nakashaya Prabhupada Priyate Sudrira Shuddhi Nishtavyam Tashiva Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Paschatya Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo. So I want to, I guess, glorify Prabhupada for something that I was thinking about, which is the association of the devotees, and how it's the association of the devotees is like this illuminated web that has been cast and spun and spread all over the world, and it's and that the energy and the illumination is coming from the spiritual world and carried by Srila Prabhupada and just spread everywhere. And you know, and I was thinking about when I'm how important and significant association is. in the context that, you know, obviously that's what brought myself, and I'm assuming most everyone, and, you know, at the center of that is that seed of bhakti. And so I just imagine, you know, Prabhupada, you know, with his little briefcase with this illuminated web that he's getting ready to throw all over the world and catch as many souls as possible. And, you know, the Mahamantra, and, you know, and just imagining how far and wide that net goes and that web goes, and just, you know, really thinking about it, because I go back to thinking about when I came to Krishna consciousness, and I just happened to take a yoga class to try to manage my migraines, and there just happened to be a class there, and I was like, oh, well, that sounds interesting, and so I added that to the plate, you know, and then I met Ananda Devi Dasi, who was teaching it, and was really warm and welcoming, and then, you know, I got connected, you know, through that, and then connected to Nugaloka and Rangadevi, who was so instrumental in like always making me feel like I was at home. And traveling with other devotees, same thing. Everywhere you went within the family of ISKCON, you felt like you were at home. You know, it didn't matter what temple you went to visit, there was always this connection. And obviously the core of that connection is Srila Prabhupada. You know, just such an amazing person. And the other thing that I was thinking that he had in that little briefcase was bhakti, you know, because that's the other thing about association with the devotees is, you know, bhakti is there, and she's very independent, and she will grab and, you know, attach anybody to that web as much as possible. So I just wanted to really appreciate Prabhupada for that association and those things, you know, that I just remember so much, like Chintamani, feeding me as much sweet rice as she could and giving me garlands, and, you know, all these things that, you know, make you feel like you're part of a family, which is what's so amazing about ISKCON, is like, it's such a wonderful thing, because it's not, you know, just an immediate family. It's about a family that continues to grow and grow and grow. And so I'm just enlivened by that and set by that example. And, you know, there's often times when I thought I really wish, you know, that I had been present when Prabhupada was on the planet, but I don't know that I would have made it because, you know, I just, man, I mean, the standard of the devotees that were his disciples is just, you know, beyond my comprehension. But, you know, again, due to that bhakti, you know, going from him to my spiritual master to me, and then praying and returning that, I guess that connection through a prayer to you, Prabhupada, is that, you know, somehow let me accept the insignificance of who I am and what I have to contribute, and help me to be humble, and somehow, you know, be able to serve my spiritual master who's serving you and the rest of the parampara. So that's, you know.
Thank you so much, Mother Gopi, for your offering. Bhakti is very interesting how you point out that in Prabhupada's suitcase you brought bhakti and the illuminating web of association of devotees. And Mother Gopi has been serving New Golka Temple for a very long time. So thank you so much for your offering. Hare Krishna. Next, we request Adidev Prabhu. I'd like to go next.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Krishna Dasa Goswami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. I would like to wish Srila Prabhupada, my dear Srila Prabhupada, a very happy birthday and happy Appearance Day. You appeared in 1896, and we are celebrating your birthday after almost so many hundreds of years. And I'm hopeful that entire world will one day celebrate your birthday, not just the ISKCON community. And I'm looking forward that, you know, at least, you know, the movement will grow so wide that this will be a national holiday. That is my desire, or the world holiday, you know, where the, you know, all the countries, you know, the devotees in all the countries, in all the, you know, big positions, they declare your birthday as a very prominent day. So I really appreciate your wonderful qualities, Srila Prabhupada, and especially the quality of your compassion and also your fearlessness. These two are very striking qualities. The fearlessness is like your life. You have so many setbacks, which are really like unimaginable. Actually, cannot be tolerated by a normal person, like on a personal friend or professionally or business wise or so many things. But you have shown us how those things are not really that central to our life. What is central is our spiritual life, and how you left everything behind, and just like a commander in chief, you march forward. You had some setbacks even in preaching when you set up a center in Jhansi, and also you just after that you left to Vrindavan, and we're not quite sure what is your next step, because you're completely dependent on Krishna. And then you got sannyas, and you had a pretty much happy life, as sannyasi's position at Radha Damodar temple, which is your heart. You said that is the place where you're eternally living. You're not living anywhere else. You're just eternally living at Radha Damodar temple in Seva Kunj, and you were always serving Rupa Goswami there. And then out of your compassion and to fulfill your spiritual master's order, you have set your foot out of Vrindavan just to help people like me. And before you came into my life, I was a sophisticated two-legged animal. And but after you came into my life, I understood that what is my position, and I'm trying to be a good human being, and my goal is to become a good devotee. And every year on Balram Purnima, or during this time, I actually evaluate my sadhana, yearly evaluation, because the reason behind is that I got initiated by your dear disciple on Balram Purnima in 2012. So it's been 8 years, and I would see what is what is status of my heart. Is my heart changing? Is it soft enough? Or what kind of anarthas are there, and what kind of offenses I am committing knowingly, unknowingly. So, and what is my situation from inside, and all this I evaluate, and I offer it to you internally, and to also my spiritual master, because I know you are in my heart, because spiritual master is a external manifestation of Chaitya Guru. So you are external manifestation of the Lord in my heart. So I put my case in front of you, and you be always be merciful on me, and especially this is your birthday. So I know on birthday usually a person is very happy. So I because you're so happy, you give away gifts and love so easily, even to unqualified people. So you always keep me at your lotus feet, always include me in your family, consider me as your family, birth after birth. And if someday you show me my real position with respect to Krishna, and I'm hoping that that day will come, because I'm at your lotus feet, and I am at the lotus feet of servant of Lord Chaitanya. And how you came into my life is like, though you're not in your Vapu form, I see that you came into my life through your temples, through your books, and through your followers. So when I think about these three things, I think about how you are so nicely following Rupa Goswami, because Rupa Goswami also has established a temple, and you established temples, and he wrote books. You also wrote so many books, and he also has many followers. You also have many followers. So these three things, like temples, your books, and your followers, these are life-saving nectar for people like me. So though you're not in your Vapu form, these three divinities are existing, and these three things will help an entire world. They change every animal, every two-legged animal into a beautiful devotee. And that's how Lord Chaitanya's movement will spread. Thank you so much, Prabhupada, for giving me this opportunity to glorify you and how you're following the whole Guru Parampara, starting from Lord Chaitanya and Sri Rupa Goswami. Thank you so much. And always keep me at your lotus feet. Always keep me at the lotus feet of your followers and at the lotus feet of Gaur Nityananda. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Please forgive my offenses. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aditya, for very sweet offering, and how so nicely you explained how Prabhupada is carrying on the mission of Srila Rupa Goswami in such a wonderful way. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Next, we request Domi, like to.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pada Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastacha Dasatarane. Dear Srila Prabhupada, when the Aditya Prabhu asked me to speak, the first thought came into my mind is who I am. Who am I to speak? I genuinely feel I'm not qualified. This is my second year in Krishna consciousness. And I'm still slowly working on my japa, still slowly working on my sadhana. But one thing I can speak is, Prabhupada, I'm truly sincerely grateful for you. Though I've never met you in person, but your words, your books, and your stories really answer a lot of my questions. Growing up in China and coming to America at age 18, in this world, I've had so many questions. I've met people from different countries, different religion background, different cultures, but I've always seen most of people in this world going after for money, power, fame, and sex. But when I read your book, actually here, Jada Purusha Prabhu is the first person I met in Krishna consciousness. And when he gave me that Bhagavad Gita, I felt, wow, in this book, so many of my questions answered. That pure love for the Lord, the pure love for the person who created this world. So I'm truly grateful for you. Give us those books, especially in the year of 2020 when the whole world is trembling. I feel sincere for what would I do if I didn't know about the devotees, if I didn't know about you, didn't know about Krishna. And I feel there's so much profound knowledge in your books, but yet so little I know, just like in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, text 6, for him who has conquered the mind becomes his best friend. But for those who have failed to do so, the mind remains his worst enemy. I truly strive to truly live your words, not just to memorize and not just to recite them, but truly live that. And I know I have a long way to go. I pray to you to give me the strength and determination to train my mind, to become my friend, to chant sincerely, nicely. And many other examples, like you said, Krishna said, every living entities are part and parcels of Krishna. But how can I truly live that? How can I stay respectful and kind and compassionate, even when things get hard, even when we have conflict, even at times of conflicts, even at times of fights. So I always think if I can apply 10% of Bhagavad Gita, what you wrote in Srimad Bhagavatam, into my life will be so amazing. And one thing about me, many devotees come to me and say, Domi, you should take Krishna consciousness to China. And I always feel, how can I do that? First, I'm not qualified, I still need to work on myself first. And second is, even just being a Chinese in America, when I see other devotees are proudly showcase that they're Krishna's devotee, but here I am, have to hide my true faith and have to constantly choose my words so that I don't expose myself because of my upbringing, because of my Chinese identity. So Prabhupada, I pray to you that I can have a drop of your brave courage, your intelligence, and your humor, that to spread this Krishna consciousness to China, even countries like China where religion is so restrictive. Just like you did, you came to America and faced so many questions and so many doubts at the beginning, but you carried through with so much conviction. So I pray that you can give me that strength and intelligence to be able to do just 1% of what you did. And I pray that I can do better with my sadhana and become a better person, a better devotee. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Domi, for such a heartfelt offering. And very, very sweet. And we are so happy, like, how Prabhupada stressed on, like, spreading Krishna consciousness in China. And we are so happy to have your association here. And thanks to His Grace Jagat Purush Prabhu to actually bring Domi into our association. So thank you, Domi, for a very nice offering, very heartfelt and very touching. Thank you. Next, Gopinath Acharya Prabhu, are you here?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes,
You hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashataya Satarine. I was just reflecting when Prabhu asked me to speak about Srila Prabhupada. As we read that, Ananta Shesh with his 1,000 mouths, and he's trying to glorify the Lord. Similarly, and it's not enough. So similarly, if all the devotees around the world try to glorify Srila Prabhupada, it won't be enough. But we are eternally indebted to you, Srila Prabhupada, for introducing to this world this whole wonderful Krishna consciousness movement. And thanks is a small word to express our heartfelt gratitude for bringing such conditioned souls like me to this wonderful platform of Krishna consciousness. I would like to express some of my gratitude in form of a small poem. Dear Srila Prabhupada, people around us only know how to live in this world. You taught us not just how to live, but also how to leave from this world. Dear Srila Prabhupada, we live in this material world as if there is nothing else, and it's just one life. We learned from you that beyond this world, there is eternal spiritual life. Dear Srila Prabhupada, we are always busy in building around us so much facilities. You taught us that our focus should be on building spiritual qualities. Dear Srila Prabhupada, in our infant stage of developing Krishna consciousness, we succumb to temptation. We learn from your personal life that in Krishna consciousness, how one needs to have rock solid determination. Srila Prabhupada, we the conditioned living entities are full of defects and thus are imperfect. You gave us the solace that although we are imperfect, our message and the goal is perfect. Srila Prabhupada, due to our deep-rooted ignorance, we are not serious in our sadhana and we always neglect. Your books, and especially hearing you chant your japa on tape, brings us back to track, and they have a wonderful magical effect. Srila Prabhupada, whenever I reflect on your name, it reminds me of some of your wonderful teachings. P stands for purity. That reminds me of purity. R, remembrance of Krishna. A, association of devotees. B, books are the basis. H, humility is the crest jewel of a devotee. U, utility is the principle. P. Preaching is the essence. A. Accepting a bona fide spiritual master. B. Deity worship. A. Accepting whatever is favorable and rejecting what is not favorable to Krishna consciousness. So on this wonderful auspicious day, we pray Srila Prabhupada that we can remain in Krishna consciousness and follow your teachings and instructions, whatever you have given in your lectures as well as the books. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Gopinath Prabhu, for the poem and also for explaining each letter of Prabhupada so nicely. You really thought over that and get such a wonderful word for each letter of the word Prabhupada. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Shrujana Smarana would like to go ahead next.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishwadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine. Okay. There's just so much to write about. I don't think whatever I say is not even a fraction of how much gratitude and appreciation I have. Anyway, dear Srila Prabhupada, you sacrifice so much to help so many souls who are deeply in the clutches of Maya, and you transformed. You're like such a miracle that even when you came to America with all your troubles and all the problems, you came here, and somehow you managed to single-handedly start this huge movement that's helping and has helped so many people all over the world. You transformed drug addicts into such austere devotees. Like, who else could have done that? Like, such a miracle, such an example, so inspiring. And I just want to thank you for giving me such an amazing association everywhere with not only my direct family, but my extended family, like the entire ISKCON Yugoloka. I was very lucky to be born and brought up into ISKCON and be able to constantly have association of devotees. And the entire ISKCON Yugoloka community is just so amazing. I really feel at home when I'm there, and I'm really lucky, and I know that not everybody gets to have this opportunity. I got it so easily. I didn't even have to ask. It was just given to me. Like, what did I do to deserve something so amazing? Srila Prabhupada, he practically begged others to accept this gift, this precious gem of Krishna consciousness. And he's so compassionate to have he's the one who's begging us to accept this amazing gift, and we're so ignorant. And how I don't even know what to say. Thank you for being so compassionate, Prabhupada. And he gave even the most fallen people the opportunity to practice this precious, most valuable Krishna consciousness. Like, I'm just another lost child, just trying to find my way back home. And by Srila Prabhupada's mercy and compassion, he's guiding me through his books, his lectures, his instructions, his devotees, everything. He's guiding me my way, guiding me to Krishna, back home, back to Godhead. And as I've grown up in Krishna consciousness, my entire life has been surrounded by like temple and like devotees and everything. It's been like that. And as I think about it, I I really don't know how I would be living and how things would be like if I wasn't a devotee, if I didn't have Krishna consciousness. And I don't know where I'd be. I'd just be wasting more years, more lives, just running around, like getting more lost. It's wasting more time. But Srila Prabhupada, he gave us this gem and he gave us this Krishna conscious movement so we can get out of this cycle of wasting time. It's so pure waste of time, just running around without knowing this truth that's beyond all this material happiness that we're running around for. And sorry, everything is so like everywhere. It's just whatever I can think of. I'm so sorry. But the point is that you have given me so much, Srila Prabhupada, and my life wouldn't be the same without you. In fact, what is my life without you, Srila Prabhupada? Krishna conscious is my life. Krishna is my life. Without Guru, there's no way I can go back. Everything, however far I've gotten, is only through your mercy. And there is nothing I can do to repay you, but I just want to say that all I can do is dedicatedly serve your mission to the day I die. And that's the least I can do, Prabhupada, for everything you've done for me and all the devotees. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurava Charini Vishesha Srimad Vishnu My sister just gave a beautiful offering, and I have no idea what to do right now, but dear Srila Prabhupada, thank you so much for everything, and my tiny human little brain cannot even begin to comprehend the unconditional quality of your mercy and the purity of your love. And my tiny spark of bhakti, you're the sole reason that it's still burning. And I'm so thankful to have been growing up in a household that's been nurturing my Krishna consciousness. And I'm so grateful to have the outlet of my emotions can be Krishna, and rather than all this crazy drugs and stuff that has become the norm today. And I don't know what I would be without Krishna consciousness. I'd probably just be leading another life lacking any purpose, and I'd be entangled in Maya. I mean, I am right now, but I'm trying to work my way through it. And through the association of your disciples and grand disciples, I am now the Vaishnava. I have become the Vaishnava that I am today, and I can only thank you for that, Srila Prabhupada. And although, despite the fact that I'm eternally filled with gratitude, I'll forever be indebted towards you, and I hope that until my last breath that you'll engage me in some way or the other to be aiding your mission. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much. And I don't know what my conditioned self did anything to deserve you. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Srijana and Smarana. It is so inspiring to see how much love these youth have for Srila Prabhupada and how much dedication they have for serving the mission of Srila Prabhupada. So thank you, Srijana and Smarana, for such heartfelt offering, and also thank you for your dedication to Srila Prabhupada's mission. And to Srila Prabhupada. We are very
Thank
happy
you,
to-
Prabhu, and to all the devotees. We wouldn't be here without you guys.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, it's 6 o'clock now. We have Ayush, Mother Tulsi, and myself. Do you think we should continue, Maharaj?
Yeah, I think we do 3 more, and we could actually continue tomorrow night to give more people, because we have people overseas who are watching too.
Yes,
What
Maharaj.
do
I
you
actually
think?
got a request from Atmavan Prabhu from New Zealand, and he said if there's time, he would like to make his offering, and also Mother Ujjwala Rasagya Mata said she had few words to share. So we could continue tomorrow, Maharaj.
I think, I think it might be good to continue tomorrow if those devotees can join us tomorrow, because we got quite a few other devotees here. There's Mother Tulsi. Did you mention Mother Tulsi or?
Yeah. Ayush,
There's Mother
Mother.
There's Ayush. Yeah, I definitely wanted to hear his offering. We have some of the newer devotees like Veda Priya and Shruti Priya. I mean, we got a whole bunch of people. I think we should do it tomorrow night also. Why don't you take another 1 or 2 people tonight?
Sure, Maharaj.
And then we'll continue tomorrow at the same time.
Okay, Maharaj. Certainly. So everyone here on the call, even if you can message me right on the Zoom as a private message. If you'd like to make an offering, then I'll include your name for the offerings tomorrow. So today we'll have Ayush and Mother Tulsi. Ayush, are you there?
Yes, Prabhu, I am here.
Go ahead.
So yes. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Pancha Kalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhupya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. First of all, I wanted to go back to your pastime in Radhakund, where you were doing Radhakund Parikrama with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and he instructed you, whenever you get money, print books. That instruction you took to your heart, and you lived that instruction to the extent of that when you were traveling from Vrindavan to Delhi, you were constant, like in your Vanaprastha time, that you were going from Vrindavan to Delhi, constantly going back and forth. And then when you wouldn't like when you wanted to go to the press to print your magazines, you would not eat breakfast. You would save that money, and you would not go on a rickshaw. You would save that money. You would like just carry all those papers, carry all the supplies for the press, and then go without breakfast to the press just to offer, just to save that money for the books. And you used to skip breakfast, lunch, and sometimes even dinner for the purpose of printing your books. Then later, when you came on the Jaladuta, without anything, no contacts, you didn't even know when to go out, where to go, like right or left, you didn't even know that. But why did you do such a risky, why did you take such a risk? Like this, he suffered 2 heart attacks. You yourself suffered 2 heart attacks on the Jaladuta ship, but you still did not think that I will return back on the return journey of the Jaladuta. He was invited. We are going on the return journey. Please come with us. We can take you back in the return journey if you change your mind. Prabhupada, still having those 2 heart attacks and seasickness, still just went out of the harbor. He Prabhupada, who else could do such a sacrifice? Who else in the entire universe could do what Prabhupada did? And his activities are like no one can copy any, like even a tiny thing. Like there's this one funny pastime that the dogs were coming, and Prabhupada just took a stick and was like showing off the dogs, and then the disciple saw that. So next time the dog was coming toward him, he took a stick and started showing, and the dog was actually coming closer,
and barking louder. So he went and ran to Prabhupada. He said, please help. I tried to copy you. I'm not going to do this ever. So Prabhupada, even whatever little thing he does, even whatever little thing you do, no one can do anything because your activities are transcendental. No one can do what you can do. And then at many points, you went of utmost risk and like risked your own life. And I can't, this fallen jiva who has fallen into this ocean of Maya has the ability to describe your qualities. This is impossible. I'm just saying whatever I've heard from my superiors. And I have not had that gratefulness to appreciate what you have done. And I feel so bad that whatever you have done, I can't even I I can't even express gratitude to you in some way. And how, like many devotees have said, like without you, where would I be? Where would I be? I would be somewhere just entrapped in Maya, just doing something or the other to waste my precious time. And just waste this time which can be used in Krishna. I would just use it in somewhere else. I would be addicted to, completely addicted to all these social media, what everything, video games. I'm seriously not joking what the kids are in this particular area. But you have saved my youth. You have saved my life from this treacherous material ocean. And how can I ever repay you? Repaying is a big thing. How can I even, your qualities are a mountain, and then I'm just electron of a dust of that just describing an electron of the dust of those qualities. How on earth will I be able to do anything for your service? I just ask for one blessing, O Srila Prabhupada, that may I be able to serve you till the end of this life and life after life to come. I just want to be at your feet and at the feet of your disciples who you have very happily gave us. And I can get I can really get your association now by reading your books. Recently I started reading the Srimad Bhagavatam and I'm just immersed in it. Just your writing is just amazing. And then when your disciples continue, they continue with your flow because you have blessed them. I'm eternally grateful for these law books. Behind me are the Srimad Bhagavatams. These are the law books for the next 10,000 years, as you have said. I am eternally grateful for these books, for your association through your disciples, these books, and many other works as you've done, like the temples and establishing kirtans and lectures online. Now that we have technology, we can actually have a sangha in some way, like this Zoom. Like we can have sangha of the other devotees in the best way we can, and this is all because of your mercy. I thank you. Thank you is too small. I'm eternally grateful. That also is too small. I cannot describe how much you have implemented on my life. I bow down to you, O Srila Prabhupada. Please forgive all the offenses I've committed. I just want to be a particle in your lotus feet. Please bless me. Please bless me. Please bless me. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Ayush is our Pandit of New Goloka community. So young and such a heartful offering. So thank you, Ayush, for your wonderful offering. Hare
It's all
Krishna.
you, Prabhuji. It's all because of Maharaj and Prabhupada that I am whatever little I know. I actually know. It's just because of all of you devotees. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Next, we request Mother Tulsi. Like to go ahead.
Is it kind of late? Okay, I'll just say something real fast. Please accept my obeisances. I was just thinking how in this world of instability that Prabhupada's the stability in this world, and that it's Krishna's plan, all this COVID and political and all this unrest, it's stirring things to a peak. And they're always arranging different things. And I've just seen how now there's so many really nice, sincere young people coming. They're obviously been devotees before, and how it's the responsibility of older devotees to really train up these new people to take over the movement in the future. And because we're all getting older, and yeah, how that's a real serious responsibility now. And it really puts us in a position to try to manifest in little bits, at least some of the compassion and kindness and tolerance that we've been shown, because that's what it takes. A lot of that to help new devotees come along, because they're our future. And it's just so inspiring to see so many sincere new Vaishnavas. All right, that's it.
Thank you so much, Mother Tulsi. Maharaj, should we continue tomorrow or should I?
Yeah, we'll continue tomorrow at the same time, which is 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, US, which is 7 o'clock in the morning for Australia, 9 o'clock for New Zealand and Fiji, and of course, the middle of the night for everybody else. So it's, yes, as Mother Tulsi said, it's very inspiring just to see all these young folks. And now I know Srila Prabhupada's movement will have a bright future with all this wonderful dedication. And also seeing the dancing that we had on Janmashtami and on Prabhupada's Vyas Puja Day, it was just so inspiring, the emotions and the bhav that was coming out, the spiritual emotions and spiritual bhav that were coming out from our young people. It's just like, I'm overwhelmed. I can't say it too much, but I'm actually overwhelmed, and I know our movement will have a very bright future. So we'll see everybody tomorrow at the same time, same station. And I'll also send out a notice and an invite for more people on my WhatsApp group. And you can do the same on your WhatsApp group, Dachinarayan Prabhu.
Yes, Maharaj. So Maharaj, I actually have already a list of names. I'd just like to read those who have requested me on the chat. So we have Atmanam Prabhu from Atmavan Prabhu from New Zealand, Chitralekha Devi Dasi, then Charna Gajer, Ujjwala Rasagya Mataji, Veda Kalindi Linda, Ashtasaki Mataji, Shamanini Mataji, and Nishala. So those are names.
And we'll take more tomorrow. We'll take more tomorrow. And for those of you who didn't volunteer, I'll probably call on you. So you'll have to make an offering. So I'd like to hear from everybody. How's that sound? Okay. I guess that's it. We'll see everybody tomorrow evening. All glories to His divine grace. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Haribol.
Haribol.